Hey guys, good morning. Hey, I was reading the Wall Street Journal this morning and I came across some information about 401ks, well, retirement savings in general. And I wanted to go over this with you guys. Got the paper here. Me and the wife are up in Cincinnati right now at IKEA. Yesterday was the wife's birthday, so we decided to come up here and let her do her IKEA thing, if you will, and we stayed overnight. And so this morning, I got the privilege of getting a free $3 Wall Street Journal because I won't pay for it. But, anyways, I was looking at it and it was talking about 401k and that the people that created the 401k, the people that created this uh, masterpiece of a retirement plan, 30, 40 years ago almost now, are having a few regrets because what's come to happen is that it's allowed us as individuals to make lots and lots of financial mistakes with our 401ks. We borrow against them. We cash them out. We pull from investments when the market is down, which is where we technically make our most money is when the markets are down because we continue to invest and we get cheaper prices on the same stocks that eventually go back up. So, and they talk about how um, we're not experts, but yet we've been given the ability and been forced to do the work of professionals on Wall Street. And so it allows us the opportunity to make lots of mistakes where pensions didn't allow for that. Now, the downside with pensions is that if a company went bankrupt, so did your pension. And so, like if a company went belly up, and uh, you know, hypothetically, let's say that you were at like 58 or something, like you were ready to retire, and the company goes belly up, your pension was gone. So, so here's what I read that really, really concerned me. It says 52% of U.S. households are at risk of running low on money during retirement based on projections of assets, home prices, debt levels, and Social Security income, according to Boston College's Center for Retirement Research. 50, 52% of U.S. households are at risk of running low on money during retirement. 52, more than half. That blows my mind. Here's another statistic that kind of blew my mind. Roughly 45% of all households currently have zero saved for retirement, according to the National Institute of Retirement Security. 45% currently have zero saved for retirement. Look, I don't care how old you are, zero. Oh my gosh, zero, zero. In a world where Social Security is so uncertain, it's the only thing these people are relying on is Social Security. Zero. Now, look, guys, I kind of agree with them. I've always considered the 401k to be, like a flagship, amazing product. But the more research I do, the more I find that 401k contributions, if you take away the fact that you get a match or any money that your company may contribute outside, regardless of whether you fund or not, any free money is great money. Never going to argue with that. Okay, that's beautiful. But what I've learned recently is that a lot of 401k contributions get eaten up by fees very quickly, which is one of the things that the original creators of the 401k regret the most is because they've opened up the doors for mutual fund managers to make more money than they ever did before because they tack on all these fees to these 401k contributions through the mutual funds that are offered through them. Because you all know that with mutual or with 401ks, for those of y'all that contribute to 401ks and you've set up your own investments, you know that you don't get much to choose from, right? Like you get maybe 10 to 20 usually mutual funds to choose from, but a lot of those are stacked with fees, and before you know it, you could be given 5 to 10% in fees. It's more than just the expense ratios, guys. Okay, I've learned that too. There's more than just expense ratios. So do some research and try to find out what those other fees are if you're interested. But it's more than the expense ratio. Okay, you may only have a 1.5% expense ratio, which is relatively high, but there's a lot more to it. Do your own research if you're interested. Um, but yeah, they found a way to eat up a lot of our investments with fees, which 1.5%, 2% doesn't sound like a lot, okay? But what happens is we're losing the opportunity, going back to opportunity cost here, to compound that money. Okay, so maybe only 2% now, but that could with compounding, when you take that into consideration, that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars at retirement. That is a big deal. It's a huge deal. And see, this is a responsibility we didn't have to take on when we had pensions. So people that retired with pensions, they had managers working for them, fund managers, mutual fund managers, pension managers that were handling all the investments for us. And that's what they did, right? Like that's what they know. That's what they done for a living. They were good at it. And so we didn't have to worry about the investment process. They took care of it for us. But now, guys, it's all on us, you know? And so we got to be very intentional about how we handle our own retirement. Okay. And we definitely need to make sure we're not part of the 45% of households who currently have zero save. Look, I'm giggling, but it's just out of amazement. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. 0%. 45% of Americans have it. Zero saved. Zero saved. 52% of U.S. households will not make it through life without rolling, uh, without coming up short on money in retirement. These numbers are concerning. Guys, we have to save for retirement. You guys know, anybody my age especially, we can agree on one thing very quickly. We don't expect Social Security to be what it is today for us, right? We all know this. Like we all agree with this. I hope we're wrong, but I think we all understand this is a great possibility. It's almost inevitable, right? So we've got to be intentional about what we save for retirement. We've got to get to the drawing board, guys. Like we got to do something. 45% have zero saved for retirement. Guys, don't be part of the 45%. Don't be part of the 45%. Get intentional. Just start with something. I don't care if it's 1% of your income. Just start doing something. Do something. Look, you have a choice, okay? I don't expect that I'm going to be the one to convince you to do anything. All I'm asking you to do is think about the pros and the cons, okay? Think about what there is to gain opposed to what there is to what there is to lose, excuse me. Risk versus reward. Why should we save for retirement? What good reasons are there not to? Okay. Do a risk assessment. Think about what you're putting at risk if you get to retirement and you have zero saved. Just think these things through, guys. 45% of zero saved for retirement. Nothing. I hope those people are below 40 years old. I really do. I pray that a lot of those are below 40 years old and still have an opportunity to save. So, guys, more of the story today is not to go buy a Wall Street Journal because these things are expensive, but uh, guys, don't be part of the 45%. Start saving today, whether it's 1%, 10. I don't care. I just want you to start. Great things are always start with a simple, like a small wave, right? Like great huge waves start with a very small ripple. Okay, we just need to start. Start somewhere. All right, guys. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.